Hey, Healing Fam. Welcome to Healing Me, where we are healing me. This is today's energy check-in to see what messages we need to see that serve our highest good, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Spirit, what messages do we need to see? Thank you. Discernment, 10, breaks down to 1. That breaks down to 1. So cycles are closing out, new beginnings, new opportunities, realizing that we create our surroundings, realizing that thoughts are things, having discernment on what we want to keep our mind on, what we want to, is that thought serving us and creating what we want around us, or is this thought a low vibration thought that's going to create low vibration around me, right? So realizing the power within to create what we want, the power within to discern if a thought, a feeling, an action is serving us, a surrounding, people, food, a relationship, a feeling, I said that, an emotion, if that's serving us or hindering us. Is it a blessing blocker, or is it aligning us closer to what we're wanting to create? Okay. A lot of solar plexus and throat chakra as well, speaking up for ourselves as well. Okay. Ooh, okay, that came out fast. Thank you. We got prosperity lies ahead. Again, remember we just talked about new cycles beginning with this discernment card, and that's bringing in prosperity. Prosperity looks different for all of us. That's new moon in Taurus. So that's stable prosperity. Ground, something that's this prosperity is going to be able to keep us grounded. We're staying more grounded, which is drawing in this prosperity. We're discerning, again, what is attracting in this prosperity. We're learning how to be the manifestors that we are. We're learning how to align to our divine rights. We're learning how to get out of victim mentality and know that everything is happening to us, not for us, because we created it, right? So now that we've learned that we create, we know what we want to create, and we're learning to create prosperity, and that's what's coming in. Beautiful. A lot of heart chakra and third eye chakra on this card that I'm getting. A lot of healing had to take place for this prosperity to come in. We had to learn that thoughts were things. We had to learn that we have to get control of our emotions, our reactions. We had to learn who we are. We had to learn to release attachments. We had to be bold in our new beliefs, right? This could be something that you invested in back in Taurus season in March or April. No, I'm sorry, April or May. I'm hearing that's about to now pay off. Okay. Ooh. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got. So we know that the overall energy is that new cycles are beginning and old cycles are closing out. Being able to discern what we're creating around us, and that prosperity. Learning how to bring in prosperity, right? So prosperity is coming in. We got observer. 49 breaks down to 13, which breaks down to 4. Remember I said about stable. This was going to bring in stability, financial stability coming in. Looking at things from a different perspective, more discernment, being wise, right? Being able to see the bigger picture, being able to receive our intuition, being able to look at things from a higher perspective. That's definitely getting out of victim mentality, right? Also learning that the sky is the limits, that we are limitless. All right, tell me more. We also got the fates, which 17 breaks down to 8. It's about moving forward, right? Receiving things that this prosperity for us that's coming in are things that are destined for us, right? That realizing that we were born to win, born to succeed, and only capable of successful outcomes. And that's what happened. We learned how to discern better, right? We learned how to think. We learned how to think like we were destined. We learned how to think that we were born to win, born to succeed. We learned how to think more positive. We learned how to see. We learned how to see the light in everything, the beauty in everything, the blessing in everything. We started looking for the cup full instead of what was wrong, right? We changed our perspective, and it's changing our life, right? And it's bringing in and drawing in what we're fated for, what we're destined for, what we were created for. Chop wood, 42 breaks down to 6. Moving forward. We got rid of what no longer was serving us, right? Learning that what thoughts are things that we're turning into our beliefs. So we are aligning our beliefs to our divine rights and who we really are, right? Sweeping out and getting rid of the old, right? Also decluttering our lives, right? Decluttering our surroundings, our cars, cleaning out our cars, cleaning up our rooms, cleaning up our house, right? Decluttering so that we can have clear discernment from the divine in us, our inner beings, right? Because we are dual beings. We are eternal beings being human, right? And we don't come here to be poor or live in lack, to be depressed, to be unhealthy. That's not what we signed up for. So we're learning to get rid of those ancestral thoughts that we may have been taught or passed down, right, to us. We're learning to sweep those old negative vibrational thoughts that weren't serving us or creating what we wanted. We're only delaying our blessings. We're only keeping us off of the correct terminal to get to the gate of what we wanted, right? So we're learning to get rid of what no longer serves us, what no longer feels good, old cycles that we don't want to continue to go through. Okay. By the book, 11, about self-mastery. Again, we're learning who we are, right? Learning to listen to the infinite divine in us that holds all the answers. Learning that we are limitless because of the inner beings that we are. And we're so much more than these human bodies, right? And we're expansive, right? The book of life, the book of knowledge, realizing how expansive we are, amazing we are, limitless we are, powerful we are, powerful beyond measure. Being led by our ancestors, being led by our guides, aligning to our true divine rights, learning the universal laws, calling them to us, saying to the universe, the divine in us, God, Jesus, whatever you name it, it answers. That if this is my divine right, show me. Creating what we want. Learning who we are. Studying who we are. Who we've always been. Orphaned. Number 5. This is the change of victim mentality that we got out of. Realized that we weren't alone, that we were all one, because we're so much more than these human bodies, right? Realizing that we have the power to change our surroundings by allowing the changes that needed to happen to get out of this mentality. To get out of the woe is me mentality. To get out of the why is it happening to me? It's happening for me, not to me. Realizing our self-worth, our self-value, that we deserve happiness, we deserve love, we deserve financial stability, we deserve abundance. Coming out of a lack mentality. Overcoming the old characteristics. Overcoming self-sabotage. That was always delaying, veering us off of the main terminal gate that was leading us to what we asked for, not realizing that once we asked for it, it was given. And it was at the gate waiting for us. But because we were in this mentality, this is what we are, these are the changes, this is the cycle that just closed out, right? We got out of this cycle. And it was a lot of powerful changes that had to happen in order to break these thought processes that were low vibration, holding us from our divine rights, coming into our touch, taste, feel reality. That's what happened. And because we got out of our way and we stopped self-sabotaging and we started turning those thoughts that weren't serving us into thoughts that are of positive, high vibration, happiness. We decided that we want to be happy on the way to the terminal of receiving what we want. We want to be happy since we know that when we ask, it is given. Because we learn who we were. And when we learn who you are, the knowledge is power. And we were able to break these orphaned, victim, self-sabotaging thoughts that were becoming our beliefs, that became our emotions, that became how we react to life, that became our blessing blockers. This is what changed. We were able to see that this is what needed to change. We were able to evaluate and observe that we no longer wanted to go through these cycles. And we had the power to transmute those thoughts. Get rid of those things, get rid of those people, get rid of those attachments, get rid of those false beliefs that were lies, playing out cycles in our lives, right? We realized that we could get rid of everything that was playing out the cycles over and over in our lives that we no longer wanted to play out or be a part of, right? And by learning and growing more and allowing our ancestors to guide us to who we really are, that was written in the book of life, right? Learning what's written in the book of life for us by being guided by our inner being instead of our human being the greater part of. Greater is he that is in me than he that is of the world. And because we got out of that worldly This is what the world, when we allow the human ego part of us to be the greater part of us, the he that is of the world, humans are of the world. Our human side is of the world. But when we release that and allow our inner being part of us, or the divine eternal part of us, to guide us and be the greater he that is in me than he that is of the world, then that's what's bringing in what's destined for us, right? What's destined for us in the book of life. The last card, 45, 9, right? So we have 9, we had 6, no, I'm sorry, we have 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. We had 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. Definitely big cycles have closed out, right? Lots of lessons have been learned. We didn't get here overnight. This prosperity that's coming in that we've created, we had to go through some things to get there. We had to go through some lessons. Some lessons had to be learned. We had to learn that didn't want to bump our heads anymore, type of lessons to get out of that, to break the cycles, right? But we realized that it was time to go. We didn't want to do those cycles anymore. We didn't want to attract those things anymore. We were so tired of doing it the old way. And we allowed our angels, our inner beings, our ancestors, our guides, the non-physical, eternal, larger part of us to start growing. We turned our attention to the greater part of us that's been there the whole time, honoring whatever we believe. And when we changed our beliefs to what's in the book of life for us, who we really are, the non-physical part or internal part of us, when we started allowing that to come in, it allowed the greater part of us to continue to grow and to overcome any of the lies and low vibration and self-sabotage and victim mentality and lack of self-worth and lack of self-love that was attracting all of that in our lives. We're tired of that, and we turned away and we lit up, and the inner being in us lit up, and now it's time to walk into the life that we came here to live. It's time to be who we were created to be. It's time to shine our light in ways that we were dimming it before. It's time to co-create with our inner being. It's time to allow our souls to express itself without the human part of us holding it back, right? And that is the discernment that we have learned. And that is why what is destined now, it's on its way. And that is how this prosperity is coming in. All right? So I want to leave you with, before I leave you, I want to leave you with a couple of messages from my own deck. Beautiful message. This message is for me as well. I had to learn these things as well. I had to learn that these were lies, right? I had to learn that these were lies. I had to learn that money was created for me. Money solves things, that I deserve money, right? I had to learn to think that way as well. I had to learn that money loves me, that money comes to me and flows to me freely, joyously, and ceaselessly, now and forevermore. I had to learn that I prosper everywhere I turn. I had to learn that I was born to win, born to succeed, and only capable of successful outcomes, right? I had to learn who I am. I had to learn who I am. I had to journey and want and desire self-mastery and crave who is the inner being in me. and desire a change and desire the healing and the release the worldly part of me that had begun to allow those lower vibration and those lies to hold me back and self-sabotage my blessings and my divine rights of luxury, beauty, self-sufficiency, financial stability. I had to learn that, right? All right, so the messages we have. All right, and I said that too. When it's time to go, it's showtime, baby. So this is double confirmation. It's showtime, baby. It's time to shine that light, right? It's time to be all that you are created to be. I'm going to put that right on top of time to go. It's time to go and be, because it's time to go because it's showtime. It's time to go to start the show. You are enough. Absolutely. Realizing that you are enough. I'm going to put that on top of Fadis. And your thoughts are energy. Absolutely. If this doesn't tie into this, I don't know what does. That's what we learn. That thoughts are energy. This is what we realize. Powerful. That everything is starting here. Even in the Bible, it taught me as a little girl that the war is in here. Between God and the devil, right? The positive and the negative. And we're learning that we have the power to choose this. And that my thoughts are energy. And it creates what's around me. How beautiful. I am me, the messenger. I love the light in you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.